Alright, here we are again. Lessons to learn. I want to try to teach you about the mind of a predator, how a predator thinks. Predators do not spend, those that are the most dangerous, they have a pattern of normalcy in their lives. Normalcy. They don't just stand out. Not everybody that blows people up and has that Ted Kaczynski lifestyle, stuck away in a cabin somewhere. Most of them can blend in. The worst type of predator is the one that has honed his predatory skills so well that he blends in. You don't even know he's a murderer or has been contemplating all this until he explodes on scene, and then after the carnage is done, people look at him and say, "Oh my God, who would have ever thought? Who would have ever thought it?" We can't just look at everybody and be paranoid. We can't be super paranoid and super on guard and just. But what we can do is we can prepare scenarios in our lives and in our minds for when these acts of violence occur. I'm passing a cinema right now, and my heart is just breaking for the people in Aurora. My heart is breaking. I'm looking at the doors, the back doors to this cinema, and just wondering why how this guy was able to go out and suit up, and nobody he was able to do it, and nobody saw him. But anyway. Alright, so this is what we do. We're changing our mindset. We're beginning to get our heads out of the sand and realize that, hey, maybe this thing is for real. Maybe these acts of violence could hit home, or very close to home, or closer to home than what we would like them to think, like them to be. So let's go ahead and make a little bit of preparation. Preparation just simply means that you are expecting this thing, this guy, this nut to show up. It might not ever happen. It might not ever happen. You can go your whole life and not be a victim of a tornado. But if it ever does happen, and you are not prepared, I have a tornado plan because we live in Georgia. Tornadoes touch down in Georgia during tornado season on a regular basis. I've had them pass over my house. I've had them touch down within a half mile of my house. Though they've never touched down, and I've never actually seen a real live bona fide tornado, I have seen the damage caused by them after the fact, after they've done their carnage and done what nature has intended them to do. I've also seen them and been there after the fact when violent crimes have taken place, and seen what these freaks of nature, when they're done, the damage that they've caused. I've seen that as well. Prevention, preparation. That's it. We've got to be prepared. You've got to stop thinking that all is well, that you are safe. You are not as safe as you think you are. You do the numbers and figure out the ratio of the police to person, police to population in the United States. It's staggering. I'm not going to rely on a policeman who doesn't even know me, who has to be called to help me. I'm not going to rely on him to be my knight in shining armor. I'm going to take care of the situation. If it pops up and it arises, I have to be able to deal with it. I have to have something formatted in my head already, a response mechanism built in, that if this takes place, that if somebody gets in my face with a gun, a knife, I've already got the tools already on me in my mind what to do. Boom, boom, boom. Disarm it. It's already done. Boom, boom. Now, Aurora was an exception to a large degree. Like I said before, had there been one armed civilian marshal in that crowd, I honestly believe, and with all respect that I have in me to the victims of the families, and I don't want to sound cold, and I don't want to seem like I'm heartless and senseless, but you have to remember that I have been a man of violence for the last 20 years. I've committed violent crimes and violent acts and violent things in my life that took place when I was shot through 15 different facilities, state facilities and federal prisons. I had to fight men of violence. I know violence. I know violent men. I know what goes on in the mind of a predator. I know how they think. In prison, it's a jungle mentality. There are top feeders and then there are bottom feeder. There is the alpha male and then there's the crab. I was an alpha male and I am still an alpha male. I know what to do in a situation that presents itself. And a lot of times, sad to say, just like in Columbine and in the movie theater, the ones that lived were the ones that ran. Sometimes that's all you have. You just got to hit the ground running. You just got to hit the ground and go. But we got to do something a little bit more than that. We've got to prepare are establishments. They've got to have the responsibility of having crowd control to a degree. They've got to be able to provide protection. I'd like for nothing more than to devise a new system and call it Safe House, whereby in this Safe House system, theaters can brag that they have metal detectors at the door, that their doors are monitored, they have extra staff to watch for sketchy characters. Safe House. You don't think you would have, you'd rather go to a movie that's a Safe House theater than one that is just like business as usual? Nothing's changed. It's still unmonitored doors. They haven't increased the staff. There's no metal detectors. There's no means of scanning the crowd. There's no, and I don't want to say profiling, but come on. We've got to do something here. We've got to do something to change the way that we're doing it now, because it's not working. It's not working. And like I said before, predators are honing their skills. They're getting better at it. This guy dressed himself in full body armor. He even had a crotch protector. Oh my God, and the first thing he did was surrender to police when they confronted him. Imagine if this guy had really had the mindset like the two brothers, the two cousins in Los Angeles at the Bank of America when they came ready to shoot it out. That was a death wish. They came ready to do battle to the death. This guy didn't. He thought he was, but when push came to shove, the coward that he was, he backed out of it. Those two cousins or brothers, whatever they were in Los Angeles, that Bank of America shootout, them were some bad boys. Bad boys. That changed the whole standard of operation, the whole SOP for the Los Angeles Police Department and many police departments across the United States. Because what happened? They were outgunned. They were outgunned. Full automatic AKs against 38s and 45 Glocks, and changed the whole perspective. All right, well, I'm back here where I got to go to work, so I'm gonna knock off for now, pick this up in a little bit. But I'm going to teach you, I'm going to show you how to prepare yourself, how to set lines of defense, how my house, I'm going to show you my own house, how my house is protected, so that you know I'm not just talking a line of shit, telling people. I've been assigning this alarm for 4 years, man, and it seems like nobody's really interested. It seems like the only one I sometimes feel like in America that's ready for the bad guy is me. But we're going to change that. I'm tired of sending emails out and sending letters to publishers and editors and begging people to take my advice and then getting responses. We're sorry, we don't cover that kind of story. Well, I guess what? All of a sudden, the expert needs to be talked to. So I'm talking. I'm going to get back. I got to go to work, make some money, and feed my family. Because Lord knows, I can't steal ATMs no more.